I'll just move Dottie out of the way and just say, hi, I'm Susan, and I'm just going to show you a little bit of what I did with this purple jacket. It's actually a cardigan, and it's a McCall M7254. Ooh. This was my first adventure into French Terry, and I'm really pleased with it. I was looking for a bolero, which actually this is. It's just a very simple bolero. Don't know if you can see that, but it's a simple bolero. But then also it's got this band which becomes a collar, but also comes round to the side, right round to the back, and is also kind of a peplum. Not very easy to see, but I really like it. And because I'm very ancient, which sounds like I'm very ancient when I talk about, I just fancied a bed jacket because our house is very chilly and very drafty, so I thought little bolero in bed while I'm reading, because I do like to do my reading or a crossword at bedtime. So I thought, I looked and looked for a bolero or a shrug pattern, and this is the one I found. And then because it had other options, I thought, well, I've got lots of choices then, haven't I? So you've actually got the choice of the bolero, the shortened, like a waistcoat type of thing with this collar and peplum that goes there, but also you've got an elongated peplum. So you've got quite a lot of choices from the one pattern, which I thought was good value, because I'm all into good value. The way it went together was really quite easy. I could have done it in an afternoon really, but I struggled because I didn't have stretch interfacing. It suggested you use stretch interfacing on this part of the collar, then the peplum part is joined on at the back, but you don't need any interfacing for that there. Perhaps better if I turn it on, try it on. I don't need to be in this as much as, woo, knocking the camera. So and it's turned out to be a lot less slouchy than I thought it was going to be with using the French Terry, and it's more jacketified, if that's a word. That's a Susanism word. So I'm quite pleased about the top sewing on there, and done some overlocking on there, which I'll show you in a minute. But it's really quite nice. It's quite smart, it's quite a nice shape, and I'm very pleased with it. The one thing that it did have was quite off the shoulder, dropped shoulders, and they don't suit me at all, and I wasn't happy with them. It is on the pattern, it's quite clear that there's a drop shoulder, but it just didn't feel, I thought, well, I'll go with it and see what happens, but I did have to trim a bit off. Yeah, and in contrast, so I didn't have stretch Vilene. I had some, I just used some light, ordinary, non-stretch interfacing, fusible interfacing, and I think that in response to not having the stretch, not keeping as much stretch as the bodice, it did get a little bit, seems to be a little bit baggy here. But I really am not bothered about it, and it's far too nice to be laying in bed doing my crosswords in it. So now I need to find something else that I'll use to do that. But because our bedroom is all lilac and purple, I thought that would be really good. And this was from Flamingo Fabrics, Yeah, based in Dundee, I think, but obviously online. And I'd had something else from them that I was really pleased with, some things for the children, which I'll show you another time. But one of the things I really like from them is this. I'm going to go over here, which you can't see me. You probably can't hear me. But this is, I will keep calling it meerkats, but they are lemurs, very clearly lemurs. And it's in their decor range of fabrics. And I made my daughter-in-law just a tote bag with it. I just got 1/2 metre, and then this is the rest of that. So I'm now making them a cushion cover, and I've only got that much, so I'm using some plain grey for the back, but it's just really nice. And I washed it and ironed it, and it irons really well. So they're quite expressive, these lemurs. There's my other one. Oh yes, on the bag I'd got really, there's quite an expanse to the pattern, the size of the pattern match, and so there's some quite expressive ones. This one at the top that you can't see his face, he's quite a cheeky one. So I like that fabric. And yeah, so this was just, did I get 1.5 meters, I think, but I had quite a lot had quite a lot spare, and not quite as much spare as I thought I had, because I was happily, very strangely for me as well, there, I'll just show you the top sewing on there. Now I know that I didn't trim my edges as well as I should. I'm new to this, I've not been doing it very long, particularly working with stretch jersey, and I wasn't quite sure how effective that would be. If I trimmed it really short, whether it would look all bulky and strange. But actually I think I've got a decent balance, I'm quite okay with it. On the good side, it's not bad at all. And I'd got a new overlocker, I've never used overlockers before, and have all my skills for my overlocking to Abby at Abby's Den to thank for her tuition video and unboxing of the Necky overlocker that was at £149 from Aldi, so I thought that was quite good value. Wasn't sure about the sleeve, the ends of the sleeves either. Not one for top stitch, and I prefer to do a hand stitched hem. And I did turn it back and cover. I overlocked it on the ordinary machine. Yeah, overstitched it, overlocked it. Anyway, overcast it. I used an overcasting stitch on my normal sewing machine, and then I turned it under just that depth, and then sewed it by hand, and it was lumpy, and I really didn't like it. So I took all that out and started again, and just did a top stitch, double it over twice, and a top stitch. So that's it really, I think. So inside it's relatively well finished. With just some stay tape at the top, and I will make another one. It's just about confidence, isn't it? I'm just not used to working with things with such stretch, but I'm learning. So thank you, I just wanted to share that with you. It's just a quick pop in, so that, just let me move Dotty away and get my chair back. Oops. Just so that I don't take all day over it, because now I'll be right down here. You perhaps can't even see me. Yeah, so what I wanted to show you really as well was this this dress I keep mentioning. This is only my 4th video on my channel, so I just wanted to, I'm kind of catching myself up with comments I've made about things. And this is the Amazing Fit dress. that I made some years ago with some fabric from Abercan, which this one was actually bought by the weight, and the piece itself was about 2.5 yards, maybe a little bit longer, and it was only £15. It's a cotton with a very tiny little bit of stretch, not much, and that's the pattern. It's the 1537 Simplicity, amazing fit. It's got a drop waist to, well, quite a lot of dropped waist really, almost onto the top of your hips, quite a good bodice. It was quite tricky to get this princess seam done, and I'd said in another video I'm quite low busted, so I have to make alterations, and also there's a B, C and D cup, so it's looking at which adjustments you make, and it just took a lot of messing about really, but I did finish it, and I did leave this one sleeveless, which I would only really wear with a cardi or a shrug on top of it, and but I'm quite pleased about how nicely finished it's come out, and at the back it's quite a nice fit because I've got a sway back. Ooh, under slip escaping, bingo wings on show now, but I have got a sway back, so to get it so fitted, it feels like it looks nice, you know, the fitting. And I've said in another video that I like my clothes to hug me. I'm not very good if they're all baggy and swingy. I like the swing from the bottom, but there's quite a lot of material in. But anyway, that's just a catch up, an update, and I'll cover up my arms now. My elderly arms. And yeah, so wearing it with this, it's what is it? Julian MacDonald star cardigan that I got from a charity shop for about £5, and it just is really a really good pink to go with this. So I can dress this up or dress it down, and sometimes with this on it looks like I'm going to a wedding. It's rather posh. Anyway, nice to have popped in to say hello. I'm Susan. If you have enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you another time. Thank you. Bye.